So there I am measuring my HF right now. So I'll just capture it and say HF driver. Now I'll measure my driver. So this is my mid driver. I'll just capture it over here. Now, I think I'll just change the way this seems right now. Okay. So can you all see this thing? The HF, Nitish? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the green trace is my HF driver right now. And you can see the coherence, which is pretty good in the entire range from where you can see. Then this thing, which one? This reddish maroonish one is my LF driver. Here from the respective levels, you can see that this particular point at 1.3 is my crossover region, where my high HF is taking over the mid frequency. So this is where I would want to time align my mid driver to my HF driver. So what am I trying to do is basically match this particular phase. And now you can see the slope is like this, and here it is almost like this. What I'll be doing is I'll be adding a little bit of delay to my mid driver, and then you can see how the phase trace changes. So now let's measure my mid driver again. If you check on the phase trace now, it has changed a bit. It has come more closer to the HF. I'll add a bit more delay just so that I'm just going step by step so you can see the phase trace actually approaching. Now you see it has come more closer to the HF. In this particular trace right now, if I hide all the others, you can see the phase trace of my HF driver and then the phase trace now after adding delay of my mid driver. This is the crossover region, and in this crossover region you can see the phase trace completely similar to each other. Can you appreciate this? Nitish, can you appreciate
Yes,
this
yes,
over
yes.
there?
Yes. Can you just explain
Okay.
how do you zoom in?
For zoom in, you just do a right click and draw a square on it.
Yeah. Someone had asked
And
that.
for zoom out, you just click anywhere else on the outside. So अभी अपना okay, so एक HF ड्राइवर था. अगर आप देखोगे ये मैंने HF ड्राइवर का मेजरमेंट लिया है. ये जो ग्रीन वाला है ये मेरा HF ड्राइवर है. उसके बाद में मैंने सबसे पहले मेरे मिड ड्राइवर का मेजरमेंट लिया. ये मेरा मिड ड्राइवर है. अभी अगर मैं फेस ट्रेस ना देखूं, सिर्फ मैग्नीट्यूड ट्रेस पे आप देख सकते हो कि कब मेरा मिड ड्राइवर कम हो रहा है और कब मेरा HF ड्राइवर काम करने को चालू हो रहा है. सो ये पॉइंट है जहां पे हमारा क्रॉसओवर पॉइंट है, विच इज रफली 1.39 टू 1.4 हर्ट्ज किलोहर्ट्ज, सॉरी. यहाँ पे हमको इन दोनों को फेज अलाइन करना है. तो जब मैंने डिले ऐड किया, तो सबसे पहले मैंने थोड़ा सा डिले ऐड किया, तो कंपेयर टू दिस आप देख सकते हो कि मेरा ये फेस ट्रेस जो है वो थोड़ा पास आ गया। जब मैंने इसको प्रॉपरली अलाइन कर लिया पूरी तरह से, अब आप देख सकते हो कि मेरे इस क्रॉसओवर रीजन में जो फेज है साथ में चल रहा है दोनों के। तो अगर आपको वो याद है जो मैंने दिखाया था, इन टाइम इन फेज, सो इस पूरे जोन में जो हमारा क्रॉसओवर रीजन है उसमें वी आर इन टाइम एंड इन फेज। तो अभी मैं दोनों ड्राइवर्स को साथ में चालू करूंगा एंड फिर हम देखेंगे कि टोटल रिस्पॉन्स हमें क्या मिला है। क्या आप देख सकते हैं अभी जो मैंने अलाइंड जो अभी ये किया है, ये अगर ये क्रॉस ओवर जोन देखेंगे तो बिकॉज अभी क्या दिया? ये जब मैंने इनको मैच किया दोनों को तो मुझे ये पता चल रहा है कि यहाँ पे -6 dB दिख रहा है आपको। तो बेसिकली क्या हुआ है कि जब दोनों साथ में आ गए तो मुझे मेरे क्रॉसओवर जोन में 6 dB का गेन मिल गया। क्यों मिला? क्योंकि मेरे दोनों ड्राइवर्स जो है दे आर कंप्लीटली फेस एंड टाइम अलाइन। अभी आपको मैं यही डीले निकाल देता हूं और बिना टाइम अलाइनमेंट के ये पर्टिकुलर स्पीकर का क्या रिस्पॉन्स है वो दिखाता हूँ।
I just also some have asked that how did you
वन
know
सेकेंड।
that the mid was coming earlier, and how did you know that you have to apply the delay to the mids?
ओके, अभी हम दो सिग्नल पे देख रहे हैं। ये जिसमें अलाइनमेंट नहीं था, ये ब्राउन कलर का है, और फिर जब मैंने उसको अलाइन किया तो ये जो सारा जो हम खेल खेल रहे हैं ना कि अलाइनमेंट अलाइनमेंट अलाइनमेंट, ये है इस 6 dB के लिए ताकि आपको इस जोन में कैंसिलेशन ना मिले। और एक चीज जो था, अभी अगर हम इस जोन में कंप्लीटली फेज अलाइंड है, मतलब हम बिल्कुल भी फेज डिफरेंस नहीं है, तो क्या आप ये सिग्नल देख सकते हो अभी? ये पिंक कलर का जो हमारा ओरिजिनल एचएफ और मिड ड्राइवर था, मतलब जो नॉन अलाइंड भी सेक्शन था, उससे भी ज्यादा कम है। क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया, एक का मैंने पोलैरिटी इन्वर्ट कर दिया। तो जैसे ही पोलैरिटी इन्वर्ट हो जाता है, एक ऊपर जा रहा है एक नीचे जा रहा है, तो रादर देन समिंग हैविंग 6 dB, वो हमें कंप्लीट कैंसलेशन दे रहा है। दिस इज यही है टाइम। ये सेम फंडा आपका सब्स में भी अप्लाई होता है। जो भी आपका क्रॉसओवर जोन है, जैसे अभी हमारा ये क्रॉसओवर जोन यहाँ पे था, अगर हम इंडिविजुअल देखे ड्राइवर्स, ये क्रॉसओवर जोन है, समझो ये हमारे टॉप समझ लो आप, और ये हमारा सब है। तो इस जोन में हमें बस फेस को जो है वो अलाइन करना है। अभी बहुत सारे सवाल है कि बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हमारा फेस कितना भी करे मैच नहीं होता है। इधर आप रॉन्ग साइकिल में चल रहे हो, या तो आपके जो कंपोनेंट्स है दोनों कंपैटिबल नहीं है। जब आपके कंपोनेंट्स कंपैटिबल नहीं है, दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन आपको और ऑल पास फिल्टर्स या एफआईआर फिल्टर्स ऐसी सारी चीजें में जाना पड़ेगा। बट बेसिकली हो जाता है, मतलब आई हैव नेवर सीन कि मेरे को फेज अलाइन करने हो ही नहीं रहा। कहीं तो हम कुछ तो गलत कर रहे हैं जिसकी वजह से वो अलाइन नहीं हो रहा है। I also wanted to show something about Nitish. I'll get to that question. There's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
more thing I wanted to show about what do we the reflections that people were talking about. So is there, if there's something you want to add, you can add. I'll just need a minute.
No, some Locator was off. Karan, was your delay locator was on during the measurements, right?
For the delay locator for the tops was on, but I think I left it on for the subs, so I'm just double checking that. I finished my tops. I'm just gonna double check my subs and just see my alignment delay again. Did you get that?
Yeah, no, someone had pointed. So basically, for your
I usually never use a delay locator. I usually I use it only this time, but usually I always find the delay and add it just to avoid, because sometimes I've just like left the delay locator on and then on subs it just goes beyond recognition. It just gives you some absurd values. So I'm just doing the thing without the delay locator and just finding the delay and actually inserting it.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, all loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay. So right now I'm measuring a speaker. You can see in the impulse response over here, there's this impulse response immediately followed by another impulse. Okay. I'm so sorry, my light has gone off, but luckily I have this thing. So here you can see that there are two impulse responses basically, and because there's another impulse that is coming really, like it's coming 2 milliseconds apart, it is creating a comb filter which can be seen in the response over here. I wanted to show how I would remove this reflection by acoustic treatment, but unfortunately there's no electricity, just went off, so I won't be able to. Karan?
Yeah.
Yep. And the delay tracking and delay thing, there's one more thing upon that I just wanted to add is this. So basically delay tracking and delay finding is almost the same thing. The only difference between that is delay tracking that we use. Can you see this slide?
Yes.
Okay. So with delay tracker is like a fast way to do it. It is mostly used whenever the distance is less than 60 feet, because it is basically the FFT size, and the delay find is useful for distances which are more than 100 feet or more than 60-80 feet, where the FFT size is the chunk is larger, and because of the larger chunk we see at the signal for a longer time. So it's not necessary that you should always use the delay finder. You can just track it and leave it. So for higher distance, I would suggest going for delay finder. For shorter distance, delay tracker should be good. If there's something else you have, you can go ahead. My electricity directly at the last moment went off.
Can you just go back to your smart and then just show the trace of your mid and high, which you measured separately?
Mid and high. Okay.
Yeah, so that we can just show like which one was coming first.
So if this is my HF driver, which is
so what I did. You're still on the PPT.
Okay, 1 second. New shares. Better? Am I on the smart screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so firstly, I'll just hide everything off. We'll go to the HF driver. First, I switch on the HF driver, did the delay tracking so that my impulse response was bang on there. And then when I went on to my mid driver, we can see over here, firstly in the impulse response, secondly here the slope is going downwards, therefore it is lagging, and again in the impulse response it is saying that my HF driver logged in just a tad bit earlier.
Yes.
Is
So for
that
those who are seeing that the darker line which you can see across it, that is the previous measurement impulse,
Yes.
and this brown line is your mid driver. So that it's a little bit unclear sometimes in Smart, but
yeah, okay. And alignment, once you do the phase alignment, mostly I think we shouldn't rely on the impulse response for the alignment, because it just holds on to the highest peak, to be very frank. And if in the design, if your HF driver is front and the mid is back and something like that, so I think the most easiest and the non-confusing way is to just phase align. Just check the phase, like right here. If you see, this is my HF, this is my mid, we can see the phase is not aligned. Here it is going down, and around the frequency of my crossover, it is trying to. Do you want me to do a bit more of smoothing so that it is more clear to people? Okay.
No, I think some are just a bit confused right now as to how did you know, how did you know which one is leading, which one is lagging? So maybe you can just explain that a bit.
How do I say that? There is again the impulse response that is telling me. Secondly, this phase trace going downwards compared to this one. And I think mostly it's about taking measurements. The more we start taking it, the more we start being able to see what is happening, to be very frank. And if you want to get purely technical, what we can do is, you can see at this particular it is straight. However, here it is going downwards. So this is in time and this is delayed. So my mid driver is faster compared to my HF driver. So the driver that I have to delay is my mid driver. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I hope so.
So मैंने देखो यहाँ पे बेसिकली जो हम देख रहे थे अब तक, जो मैंने बोला स्लोपिंग डाउनवर्ड्स इन टाइम, तो अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे ये फेस ट्रेस जो मेरे मिड ड्राइवर का है क्रॉसओवर फ्रीक्वेंसी पे, वो स्ट्रेट है. स्ट्रेट मतलब क्या बोलता है कि हम इन टाइम पे हैं, और उसके बाद वो ऊपर जा रहा है, मतलब इट विल बी लीडिंग आगे. बट जो मेरा हाई ड्राइवर है, आप देख सकते हो उसका फेस ट्रेस नीचे जा रहा है. जो भी फेस ट्रेस नीचे जा रहा है मतलब पीछे है. तो अगर अभी हम ये पर्टिकुलर फिगर देखें तो मिड ड्राइवर टाइम में है और हाई ड्राइवर पीछे है, मतलब हाई ड्राइवर लेट आ रहा है. तो अभी अगर हाई ड्राइवर लेट आ रहा है तो उसको तो हम जल्दी नहीं बुला सकते, लेकिन हम हमारे मिड ड्राइवर को बोल सकते हैं कि आप लेट जाओ. इसलिए मैंने मेरे मिड ड्राइवर पे डिले डाला, और जैसे मैंने मिड ड्राइवर पे डिले डालना चालू किया, वो और लेट आते गया, और फिर वो एक टाइम ऐसे था जब वो और मेरा हाई ड्राइवर दोनों साथ में आ रहे थे. Nitish, is that
yes, I think
okay?
that's quite clear. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. Once I'm just reading.
And luckily my light is on, so I might be able to show you the reflection. Unless I haven't. Right,
Someone has asked a bit about smoothing. Basically, smoothing is just between how many points do you want to see the lines joining. So if you, I mean, I don't know exactly how to say it. I think Rajesh, you can.
Smoothing, okay. Smoothing is basically, what do you say? It is averaging का एक type है, जिसमें स्मूथ करने पे क्या होता है, जो भी अगर समझो अभी 1K पे मेरा डेटा इज एट plus 12 dB, and at 1.5K, if my data is at, let's say, let's say minus 3 dB. So जब मैं smoothing, ये जो smoothing के अगर आप features देखो तो it is again in terms of octave. तो अभी इसमें 1/6, जब मैं 1/6 octave select कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं एक octave का एक छठा भाग यूज सिलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ और उसमें जो भी फ्रीक्वेंसीज है उनको ऐड कर दे रहा हूँ. तो जब ये फ्रीक्वेंसीज ऐड हो जाते हैं तो उनका एवरेज हम लोग को दिखा रहा है. तो अगर समझो एक फ्रीक्वेंसी +12 है और दूसरी फ्रीक्वेंसी -12 है, तो स्मूथिंग में वो दो पीक्स नहीं दिखाएगा, +12 और -12 दोनों निकल जाएगा और वो हमको पता है कि यहाँ पे 0 dB है, जो एक्चुअली में है नहीं. मेक सेंस?
Yes,
मैं
I think
दिखा,
that
मैं
is.
आई थिंक I'll just show it. What is up with my DSP? Okay, my DSP. I can answer questions if there are some.
Someone asked that, can you see the delay of sub to top via the IR trace?
I would never recommend to do that, because the subwoofer being a lot of frequencies, अगर और हम उसका अगर time period देखें, 100 hertz at 10 milliseconds, 50 hertz at 20 milliseconds, or 25 hertz at more like somewhere around 30 milliseconds. So the impulse response for subs is spread from 10 to 30 milliseconds. So where would the IR lock in? However, there's a new feature coming up in the next version of Smart, where with the help of the delay finder, you can define कि हाँ मुझे 80 hertz पे log in करना है या मुझे 70 पे lock in करना है, and we can actually lock in at that specific frequency. But it's a new version that will be coming. So no, to answer the question, no, I would not recommend using the impulse response, and one shouldn't.
What are you going to show now?
Yes. Acha, we are waiting for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I am trying to show a reflection, but I'm just waiting for everything to boot up, to be very frank. My system, like how a simple, you know, the crossover thing is clear, right?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
most people are fine with that. I'm just going to show one thing, which please correct me if I'm wrong. A few people are still a little confused, I think, between reading the phase graph. So basically, what just to explain, in this particular case, if you can see, the green color trace is the HF, and the brownish color trace is your mid. Okay, so what we are looking mainly at the slope. So first thing we can see that your green color trace, 1 minute, let me just color it. This green color trace, the slope is something like this. Okay, and this brown color trace, your slope is somewhat flat. We are looking specifically in this region which I'm drawing in, which is our crossover region. Okay. So from this, what we can say that because the slopes are different, or Rajesh, I think you removed smart.
Sorry.
No problem.
How did that happen?
I think you minimized it. I'm sorry, everyone. I know we are quite ahead of time, almost 1 hour, but it was a lot to cover. And please do send us your feedback. You can send us a mail either to Karan or to me or to Rajesh, and let us see if there are a lot of people asking for the same thing. We may do another small webinar on just covering one particular topic.
See, guys, very frankly, it is very difficult to do it in a day, and there's a lot of things that needs to be covered. So
Yeah.
if there are some things that you haven't understood exactly right now, don't worry. It takes a lot of time and continuous practice to actually make sense of those traces. So what I would suggest is, like whenever you are home, just start measuring. That's it. और कुछ नहीं है. मेजर करना चालू करो और जैसे आप करते रहोगे कुछ कुछ चीजें पता चलती जाएगी. ये एक दिन में सीखने वाली चीज नहीं है, because again there are so many factors that are to be considered.
Yes, exactly. Like what is, so maybe to make it easier, what I say, whoever has like DSP or even any DAW software, then you can just send 2 signal generators or take 2 signals, measure it, and then when you start adding delay, like you manually add delay to your signals, you will really see the phase slopes changing, and that makes it very easy to do it. But sorry, can you just
very easy, seriously.
Yeah, can you just show
the non-aligned one?
No, the mid driver,
yeah, that's the mid.
Okay. Yeah. So let me just
yeah.
Let me just change this color. So this slope you can see in the crossover range is kind of flat. So we can see that that this
flat is in time.
Yeah, flat is in time. If you remember from the slides, when we see that the slope is more or less flat, it means that it is coming in time. But when it is sloping downwards, it means it is coming late. Okay, so we know that the mid, brown color, which is the mid, that is coming first, whereas the green color, which is the higher frequency, which is the HF, that is coming later on. So accordingly, we know that, okay, now we need to add some delay to the mids because that is coming first, and we need to match it so that it's coming in time with the HF, and the distance, the distance between these 2 slopes is the is it right to say
time
that it is
period?
yes.
Yes.
This is the time period between your between the mid and the HF.
So if we go on to the details, we can actually find, okay, this is our crossover frequency, which is 1.3. The phase somewhere here is 140, somewhere here is 60, and the phase difference comes about 1/3 of a cycle, which is 120 degrees, and 120 degrees at 1.3 hertz would roughly be around 0.3 of a milliseconds, and that is the delay. So it will take more and more practice to just get there, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you want me to share the kind of response I got, because my crossover slopes were a little too steep? So just changing them to 12 just gave me a little more summation. Hold on. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is basically the because I'm talking at the same time, but So it's just at the very low end, around 50 or 60, I'm getting these weird running phase slopes, but no idea why. Rajesh, any idea why would the coherence drop to around 40-50% in this region? Would be only reflections? Is that it?
Yeah. That's these are all reflections, Karan. We are, and also if you see your impulse response.
Yeah, of course.
The impulse response is pretty stretched actually. That's why it's happening also.
Okay. Because outdoor, usually I see a very good coherence in terms of any measurement that I'm doing. So indoor, I've not really done much.
Yep.
But if I'm just kind of this thing, and if I'm playing any music, it sounds just kind of pretty good. Again, I trust the ears if the sound system is sounding good. And like I'm saying, if I capture this and I just change my mic position and show my delay finder, it's just going to show a different response. So this is captured, and if I just move it around the room, I'll keep my delay locator on. So so you can see that if I'm getting this major dip out here, it's something to do with my room, because I'm changing my mic and then suddenly I'm getting some peaks at 600. So you kind of have to and the same thing, if I kind of I can select both of them and just average it to a new transfer function, which would look something like this. So you could average it, base it. You can see a lot of portions have flattened out compared to the original listing. The ripples have kind of gone in a lot of places. And so if I'm measuring it over 3 or 4 different places, I'm going to be getting an average of all my measurements throughout the room, because my room is going to interact. So I know that somewhere around here that I can just eliminate this EQ, which I've given of, cutting it at some areas. And yeah. Anything you want to add to that, Rajesh, about averaging multiple listings?
No, man, it will just complicate things. I think we should just let people use one mic and try to get the best response.
But you can move the mic around and then do a measurement on axis, maybe somewhere in the middle of the room, somewhere on one side, and then see, and then just select multiple things and average them all out to get what you would know better, that आपको मालूम पड़ेगा कि आपको अलग-अलग points room में आपका measurement कैसे लग रहा है.
Yes, definitely. If you're taking any EQ decisions, you always need to take like multiple measurements. Like for any room, like I would recommend like a minimum of 6 to 10 measurements, and then kind of average and see what that you may get a peak in one particular location that could be just because of a reflection, not really because of the overall response of the room. So very important to take multiple measurements, especially for any EQ decision.